Should we talk about some waiver ads? It's a little
I think so.
but
well, not necessarily. The only thing you'd be looking at would be Monday night between the Lions and Green Bay here, and Cephas again is going to be the number one waiver wire ad between these two teams.
Yeah, if you got an extra spot, if you can move a guy to IR, picking up AJ Dillon if he's on your bench would totally fit in with my fantasy 101. If Jones goes down, I think Dillon would be a studly free agent ad. But moving on to the rest of the NFL, there was a couple guys that absolutely blew up, have had some really good weeks, showing a lot of consistency, a bunch of wide receivers. But I think first and foremost, we got to talk about Dallas and the running back situation there. Because Ezekiel Elliott has not looked good. Okay, he finally did bounce back this week, but he still was not the best running back on his team. Okay,
no.
Tony Pollard needs to be owned in 100% of fantasy football leagues. If he's on the waiver wire, add him. It doesn't matter who you have to drop, add that man. Because Ezekiel Elliott he's a distraction at best right now. Tony Pollard is the better running back. I think I've been saying that for about 2 years, waiting for the shoe to drop.
Finally right on this one.
No, Pollard has shown when he comes in the game, he does just as well, if not better than Ezekiel Elliott. And last week, you got to see a real taste of it. That dude has got explosiveness. He's 3-4 years younger. Pollard is a guy that needs to be owned.
The only thing that stops Dallas from running Pollard more than Zeke is Zeke's contract.
There's no way to justify
Pollard is
back up running more when you're paying Zeke $15 to $20 million for the next 3 years.
Part of it is at the same time is you don't want to say it as much, but distraction as well. Zeke is was a high caliber player. We'll see if he can get back to that, but he's still a big name. So if he's not getting his carries, that tends to linger into the media. That'll linger into the locker room. That'll cause a little bit of a rift. So unless it's like night and day and this guy is just completely washed and done, and it's not just a couple rusty weeks, then I do think if he's still got a little bit left and you're shifting over to Pollard, I do think that causes a big distraction in the locker room that I don't think Dallas can handle.
Stream edition, Cedric Wilson for Dallas with Gallup being hurt. Add Cedric Wilson. He didn't do much this week, so if somebody picked him up last week, they might drop him for somebody else. One of the best things about the waiver wire is people have very, very, very short leashes. A fantasy owner might drop a good player because they see the new fancy shiny toy of the week. Let them drop that player, and then you can swipe that player up for free afterwards.
Other guys to look at, again, Alexander Madison with Cook kind of being banged up. If he's not already rostered in your league, he's a guy to keep an eye on. We mentioned a little bit earlier about Duke Johnson. He's a solid waiver wire ad. Tim Patrick of Denver, brain fart over here. Not bad. Yeah, he had a touchdown last week as well. Teddy likes him. He's a solid guy, especially with Judy out. We do have a question here. James is asking, pick up the Ravens, Carolina, or Tampa Bay for week 3.
Who does Tampa Bay have in week 3?
This is what I would tell you regarding Tampa Bay, James. To start the season, Tampa Bay had the easiest schedule of any team in the NFL for the 2021-22 season. And they play the likes of Sam Darnold twice, who's looking to be a good quarterback, but he's still not great. Jameis Winston, they play twice. And they also play, who am I forgetting here?
Falcons, Atlanta.
Matt Ryan in Atlanta twice.
One more time. They played him last week. So
yeah. So I would pick up Tampa, and I would honestly hold them for the majority of the season.
The scary thing about Tampa this week, if you're just looking at week 3 in specific, if you're not looking season long, they are playing the Rams. The Rams have proven
Carolina is going up against Houston, and Baltimore is going up against another really easy threat in the Lions.
Here's what concerns me more about the Ravens going against the Lions is that the Lions can still put up points. They may make mistakes, but they put up a lot of points in week 1 against San Francisco. Whereas when you're going up against the Texans, I know they've shown that they can put up points too, but now Tyrod Taylor's hurt. You're going with rookie David Mills, most likely on a Thursday night, and we just saw Carolina just snub the team that made the Packers look like just a terrible football team in week 1.
For 1 week,
Carolina. Week 1. Tampa
Carolina
Bay,
is my week 3 pickup as well. Like Brandon said, the rookie quarterback, their defensive line is fast as all get out. That is a solid week 3 streamer defense to pick up.
James, thanks for the question.
subscribe if you're still sticking around. We'd appreciate it.
Running back by trade, but wide receiver by fantasy football app commission is going to be our guy.
You're the man.
CPAT, James. CPAT, what up? 84 flash. That dude had an excellent game. Technically still a wide receiver, but was used a ton in the ground.
ESPN, he's considered a running back.
Really?
I believe
Running back slash wide receiver?
I'm looking up the stats right now, and Patterson was the number 3 RB on the week, according to ESPN. So he is a running back on theirs, but websites like MFL and NFL.com, he is still a wide receiver.
I think by the end of the season, he will either earn a running back designation or he will gain that slash. And having the slash is, it's excellent. You get to have the option of playing him not only as a running back, but a wide receiver. Even if he doesn't carry that designation, it looks like he's going to be used a lot in Atlanta.
Hey,
and
boys,
they like sticking with Mike Davis.
As I called my sleeper pick of the week, my stud of the game, Quintez Cephas already caught a touchdown on the first drive against Green Bay. Look for that to happen more often.
Let's go, kiddies, go.